So again, back to this blue stuff, which is in the bottom background. I want to talk about it again because it seems like it'd be important. I tried to go through all of Pbhere's videos to figure out what was blue that could have left that residue. The only things that I could figure out was this chair and this file holder, both which are in the room where we saw the incubation tube with the other Pbhere. Now, because we know this whiteboard is in the background, we can figure out where this is exactly. Figure out if the original Pbhere walked by here in other videos, and sure enough, he has. That is the whiteboard we just saw the other Pbhere was in the room of, and so the place where this blue residue is exactly where the original Pbhere is standing right now. Also notice this is exactly right before we said we saw another being in the background right there. There's potential that the Pbheres fought and struggled and this Pbhere was hurt in an accident. And lastly, looking at the text structure, as we see from before, we know Pbhere usually only uses lower caps for all of his words, does not capitalize anything. However, in this bio, he says, "Hey all, quick update, smiley face." Has never used the smiley face until the last video. So again, with the smiley face all up in these comments, and stop talking about my nose. Rude, our Pbhere was never this rude. So there are no auto-generated tags for this video, which have always been in the Pbhere videos. They are on the Twitter, so it could just be a mistake, but just pointing that out. Also, Pbhere commented, "We can be friends. I'll be nice to you if you are nice to me." Smiley face again. So it's kind of like he's introducing himself again. Oh, he may seem evil, but we can be boys. We can be chill. So IDK. Another small thing, if we look at the color here, it's light gray. If we look at the other Pbhere's uniform, it's dark gray. So he has a new profile pic that makes him look like an evil tech boss. So this is the latest video that Pbhere posted 5 hours ago, and it is very clear, 100% sure that our old Pbhere is dead and gone. A moment of silence. So this is the new Pbhere that we have to work with, and apparently there's only 2 Pbheres left. This one and the other one, and as you can see, he kind of F's up the other one.
And now it's just you and me, I guess, so that's fun.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is the only Pbhere left. I don't think he'd allow that other one to survive. And he's very clearly in some of his comments shown that he's a completely different Pbhere. This Pbhere seems to know a lot more information about what is going on in relation to the other one. He talks about Henry Carter here.
Now, I knew Henry Carter was paranoid, but I'm not sure how he got his hands on these. These aren't even his department.
The last we heard of Henry Carter was when we saw him slumped in the hallway. The reason that we know that this person is Henry Carter is because next to the body, the original Pbhere saw a key card that stated the person was Henry Carter and they were chief engineer at IBT. Also next to that body, there was a note that talked about the other being, which is most likely referring to the new Pbhere. And so considering we've seen this pattern of the new Pbhere knocking things out and being quite violent, that's why I think that our original Pbhere is gone. So it's valid that we didn't exactly see him take out the original Pbhere, and we don't know if Pbhere is completely gone. That's my theory personal. Also because the new Pbhere says this.
The last Gen 4 Pbhere besides me.
So, I mean, he's stating that there's only 2 Pbheres, him and the one in the tank. So probably the one that we know is gone. So in the comments, someone asked to see Pbhere and he said there's nothing left to see. I know we've harped on this not being the Pbhere that we originally know, but at this point we kind of have to move along and try and get more information out, because if we just keep saying he's not Pbhere, we're not going to get anywhere else. So a couple of people in the comments have already said, guys, just go along with it. We need the info. Compliment him. His ego is massive, so if we compliment him, maybe he'll comply. So I'm thinking at this point we try and comply and not really talk about the fact that he's not the Pbhere that we know. Even on his Twitter, he stated, "We can be friends. I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me." And so I think the only way we'll be able to get anywhere in this story, or potentially find old Pbhere if he is still alive, which I doubt, is if we, kind of work with him. I remember the first problem that this new Pbhere was trying to solve was the password to this computer. Not 100% sure on the password yet because we don't have that much information, but potentially try and password admin or some of these numbers. So the new PB has posted another video about an hour ago. So he found out about the plan of people just going along with it. But he did give us some information about the three older generations of PBs.
Old PB photos.
So there's Gen 1, Gen 2, which we've already seen. There's Gen 3. And then we know he's part of the Gen 4 generation. Then he states the reason why we haven't seen any of them is that they aren't designed to last long just like him. And so that's potentially hinting that maybe he may disintegrate or disappear or something may happen to him in the future. So he talks about people judging his perfections based off of his agreeableness, capability, and he skips friendliness, which may be a hint to something. Also, I feel like maybe in the future, if there's something, there could be a password that's like ACF or something that involves these three, since he specifically singles these things out. In the end, we are trying to figure out what he wants, and so that's the question we have to figure out. As I stated before, the question is, what does this PB want? On his Twitter, someone asked him, and he said, next video, he'll let us know. But then someone asked him on his YouTube, and he responded, I want to end the PB program for good. Username Maya Cabbages told me to recheck out the source code for the InfoBiotech website, so that's what I'm going to do. So to do this, I hit inspect, and I'm gonna look around this. Okay, so I found something by going to sources and then hit client worker, then click here, click here, click here, click public pages, and then click this file. And then there's like this whole message like board. I copy and pasted it to my notes to get a better look, pause to read, but this is what it said. So from the get-go, one thing that I noticed is that these messages are over different time periods. And so this happened 11/22. I don't know exactly when this one happened. This one happened 11/27 and this one happened 11/29 today. And as you can see, they get more encoded the longer it goes. Okay, so now we're going to decrypt the messages that we saw in the source code from the InfoBiotech website. So the message sent on 11/22 is pretty clear. Whoever this person is, whose initials are C, stated that we saw the video that was uploaded on 11/22 your side, which I'm guessing they're talking about the PB video that was uploaded on 11/22. That date is the exact date that the new PB uploaded his first video. The person stated they are watching from the sidelines, but they can't really do anything to a literal bomb shelter / lab. So wherever PB is right now is a literal bomb shelter / lab. IBT doesn't want to bring too much attention. That is not your PB. So they've also confirmed that's not our PB. We've kind of already known. For this note, it seems as though it's encoded in a way that they just take out the E from any word. So filter getting worse, don't give password, you wouldn't know, isn't there one more? So isn't there... There is supposed to be one more PB, so maybe that's what it's talking about. Remember, we know there are 4 PBs, but we've only seen 3 so far. Now for this message, all of the vowels are taken out. So I think this is video date 11/27 year time. This date corresponds to November 27th when PB made this video. It says vowels represented with the number sign. So yeah, all of the vowels are number signs. This looks bad. It might not actually be what and see. Wait, no, the last part is wait and see. Now for today's code, there's only numbers, and this very clearly looks to me to be an A1Z26 cipher. So that means each letter of the alphabet represents one number. So I'm gonna put it into a decoder. Bada bing, bada boom, calculate. So it states, the filter is getting tighter. I'm sorry for the difficulty here. I can probably send one more message after this. It will be an important message, see. So whoever's typing these messages will send one more message that will be an important message, so we'll look out for that. So to be honest, I didn't know exactly who C was, but then very recently, I joined the Pbhere official Discord, and they've been doing some really great work. If you want to look into this with other people, you should join it. I'll try and put a link in the comments. And it also has the original creator of Pbhere. But they kept talking about this person, Cindy, and I was like, who is Cindy? Cindy started with a C, and then I remembered this video from entry 7, we were exposed to an email to Cindy Waters, who is a part of the extranet outreach program. And so I'm guessing Cindy is Cindy Waters, and she works for IBT. So yeah. Again, I'm not taking credit for that. I didn't know that on my own volition. It was basically me getting information from the Discord, so props to them for figuring that out. Yeah, it seems like someone that is working inside of IBT is trying to warn us about what is going on, and so it's going to be interesting to see what goes on in the next couple days. Okay, so a PB other than the evil PB that we know has posted. And I'm gonna post a theory video after this to like explain which PB is which PB. But this, I think, is tube PB, like the one in the tube, not the PB that we originally know. But he has the memories of the original PB. The reason I think this is because he says this.
I think I came out of I think I'm that clone one that I saw. I I have all the memories from messages and the videos, but nothing else.
He's not wearing any clothes, which is the same as tube PB. Now, this video was actually posted on TikTok a couple minutes ago too. Very recently, they deleted the video. Probably gonna delete this video too because I don't want the other PB to see it. I'm gonna download the video for later. But basically, this PB has one request.
This video for the other PB, I need you to tell him to go to the cell. The cell here.
This video is going to be going into some theories about the PB Here account on TikTok, but also follow at Twander on YouTube for more theory videos as well as past videos I've posted on here, especially the ones that have been taken down by TikTok because 60 seconds isn't enough to go over everything. Number one, if you have no idea who PB is, check out at PB Here on TikTok, watch my most recent 30 videos, or don't, really not my problem. And we know there are currently 4 generations of PB. First generation was tiny and purple, second generation was green, not very smart, third generation was lazy and yellow, and then fourth generation is supposed to be agreeable, capable, and friendly. And this is the one we have the most knowledge about. So of the 4th generation PBs, we know for sure there are 4, and this is from the IBT newsletter, and this is from the Entry 9 video. Of the 4th generation PBs, here's what we know. We have OG PB, which we know and love, which I think that evil PB killed. Then we have evil PB, which has been here recently. Then we have 2 PB, which is also very recent, and then we have other being PB, which we haven't seen yet. The question is, who is this new TB? EB's actually been here. He's been shown twice, once in a video with EB on November 27th and once with a video with OG PB on November 4th. So we know he's separate from both PB and EB since we have videos of them like in shots together. But TB stands for, as we said before, Tube Bean, and he was originally just in there and didn't talk until very recently. It's this video which people think is OG PB, but I think it's TPB.
Hi, it's me, PB. I woke up on the floor.
I know some people think this is OGPB, but I think this is TPB just because he says, I think I'm the clone one that I saw before. I have all the memories from the messages and the videos, but nothing else. The reason that I think this has happened is because in one of the recent videos, Evil PB puts his phone into this dock and it scanned his phone. GPB also did this as well earlier on. EB and PB thought this did nothing, but as you can see, this dock is connected to TB's capsule, so I think it gave him memories. Update PB posted 2 hours ago, and this is Evil PB. So instead of going to the cell right now, he's messing with the power source of the building. And he's doing this because according to this thing on the wall, if someone messes with the generator, that could lead to a power overload and basically blow up the building as well as the local town. So he messes with the switch.
This switch here.
And that has prompted the overload warning button to turn on. Now he does this because
I will ensure that there is how do I put it? No PB program in the future.
Basically, he wants the whole building to explode. I don't think he really cares if he's in it. He just doesn't want the PB program to keep going. He doesn't want IBT to keep going. He just wants complete destruction. Now, if you saw the secret video that 2PB posted, you know we wanted him to go to the cell because 2PB was going to ambush him there. So he said he's going to go to the cell tonight and post another video, but the problem is he's bringing a crowbar. He said this a couple hours ago, so I'm going to keep an eye out for another video tonight. Okay, so PB posted yesterday, and within the first half, we see Evil PB walking around. He gets to the body of Henry, which we saw previously, but he states that
He could have avoided this if he didn't work weekends like the others.
So basically, he says that Henry could have avoided dying if he didn't work the weekends like the others. And so that states that Henry was probably doing a little extra work at the lab on the weekends, which may be a bad thing in terms of theory. Then also the aspect of Evil PB just proved that he was the other being that Henry was talking about in the note, considering he just admitted that he's the reason that Henry is dead. Evil PB says this.
He saw me go into the air recirculation room with all those chemicals. So.
I think that means that Evil PB released toxic chemicals into the air circulation system, which is why Henry was in the hazmat suit in the first place, and so everywhere is toxic. Also, at this point, EB is walking to the cell because everyone in the comments told him to go to the holding cell. But as you can see here, You see Tube PB in the background just stalking him because you know there's gonna be a smackdown real soon. Then he states this.
Now I just have to get rid of one of his little last loose ends.
So the loose ends that he's talking about is 2PB. He thinks that he's in there and he brought a crowbar with him to, you know, finish the job, tie off the loose ends, but little does he know that 2PB is actually behind him. So he goes into the room, looks for PB. There's 2PB in the back. Bam.
Sorry about this.
Love to see it. Yes.
Why are there alarms? Is something gonna happen?
Now to answer some questions, like where did that come from, right? As we saw when Evil PB was walking into the room, we see this chair and it's missing one metal leg. This came from the chair that original PB broke back in October. There is one issue. 2PB left Evil PB with his crowbar in the room, which could mean that Evil PB could potentially open the door to the cell. That could indicate that in the future we may see Evil PB and 2PB fight again, but I guess we just have to wait and see on that one. So because 2PB because 2PB hasn't seen the videos that Evil PB was posting, he doesn't know about the generator and what's going on. Now to recap, Evil PB messed with the generator and put it into overload mode, and so that means it could potentially blow up the entire building soon. However, several people in the comments have warned PB about this, and he's going to go head over there now. One interesting theory that some people have talked about is this entire thing being a loop. In this theory, they state that Evil PB loses his memory somehow and becomes basically original PB and wakes up in his cell and doesn't really know what's going on. However, personally, I think there's a lot of variables and factors that don't match up, which is why I'm not going super deep into it, but I definitely think it's interesting.